What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's just me today, and everybody's busy. Wyatt's back to school. Angie's cutting deals like she always is. Rob's editing a TV show. Walker's editing a TV show. He also lives elsewhere now. So it's just me today, and today I really wanted to talk about white label and how you can, especially when it comes to marketing. So say like if you own, or if you're a photographer, right? And you own a photography business and you keep getting asked about like video production and, social media marketing and stuff like that, but that's just not in your wheelhouse. You don't really care for it. You can still make money off of that. Okay. So hear me out. Okay. So white labeling, just kind of like a general way of looking at it, is that basically you are saying that you provide these services. All right. So say you're back to the photographer thing. If you're a photographer and you say, hey, I provide video marketing or videos or whatever, you're not going to be the one shooting the video. Okay. You're going to use an agency kind of like ours, growingmediamarketing.com. And you're going to basically say that it's going under your business and we're going to act as if we are working for your photography business. So let's say your photography business is bestphotoswow.com. Honestly, if someone doesn't have that URL, then I might steal it. Anyways. So basically, all the invoices are going to come from them, and you can basically see what our rates are, charge a little bit more, and then you can make money off of us doing the videos for you, basically, which is really, really cool. And of course, that can go in so many different ways, right? Like here at Growing Media, we actually have a very cool system where if you refer a customer to us, you will be paid. Like, even if you don't work for us or with us, like normally, if you make that connection and the sale happens, you will get paid, which is very, very cool. I mean, it's just, that's like anything like in sales, right? That's like, commissions or whatever. Like that's pretty generic. But I really want to go through kind of the steps on best white labeling practices today. So this will probably be a pretty short podcast because, it's just me, it's just me and my thoughts and you watching me and my thoughts. So yeah, kind of like an Inception type of thing. Anyways, I'm just talking to a black dot right now, so it's kind of funny. So first things first, whenever you want a white label, choose the right partner. There are a lot of options out there that you could use for, the service that you want to white label, whether it's like SEO or videos or website design or whatever. You have to make sure that they're good and they're trustworthy and that they're willing to work with you on their projects and kind of see like if you have a vision for it and the client's vision and make sure all that's communicated. And you need to make sure that they're able to scale, because it's like if you were to start, promoting video services for your photography business, like we've been using that example, and you say you get one or two clients go into this company and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we can't handle anymore. You're like, oh crap, I have like 20 people interested. You know what I mean? So you really need to make sure that they can scale and that they're ready to grow with you. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. And when you start turning people down, they're like, well, why'd you even offer the service in the first place? So make sure you can scale. Okay. Second is make sure you customize your offer. I kind of talked about this a little bit, but what's cool is if they want video, you can also add your service into it. So say, again, with the photography business, you are offering, video services and like, hey, we want this video package. Well, you can make it really, really cool where you can make like this video package and photo package into one where you're making profit off of us doing the videos for you and your company. And then also you're getting business with the photos because you've combined this all into one package. And you can totally make a ton of money off of that and do a really killer job and make it look like you have this huge company. But in reality, you're just basically hiring out another company to do it for you, which is very, very cool. And then the other thing is just make sure that the branding's on point for your white label, because you need to know. So like if you were partnering with us and you wanted to put, hey, we provide video services on your website and you are only using us for your video services, you need to make sure that the branding that you're using coincides with what we can provide for them when it comes to videos. Now, we can pretty much do anything nowadays here at Growing Media, but it's just something you need to think about, because you don't want to brand it or place it in a way on your website that's misleading. Because otherwise, people will feel duped or confused, or be like, hey, this isn't what it looked like it was. And you definitely don't want that. So yeah, make sure your branding's on point, make sure your packaging is on point, and you'll probably be off to the races. Okay. And then number 3, integrate seamlessly. So basically, you need to have some sort of a system built in place to where whenever so going back to the same example I've been using over and over again, if you go and have your photography business, you put videos, you need to have a process or a system built in place with, let's just say us, right? Growing Media as the video team, of like, hey, I just onboarded this client. This is what we're going to plan to do. This is what we're doing. These are the dates that we're looking at. You need to have a whole system for that, or maybe even share some type of CRM, customer relationship management software together, to where, you guys can see everything. You guys can easily see all the details that need to be seen between both of you. There's many different ways to do that. You can use Google Docs or Notion, or, we use like Monday.com for a lot of our stuff, because it's, we can see everything. We can see all the details and all the files and everything. So, just, you have to figure out a way to work together, seamlessly, because then that's going to help you onboard more clients. And that's what you want. You want more clients, more money, and so on, right? Like that's what we all want, right? We want more work, more clients. And if you're white labeling, you're not even really doing that much more work. Like, you're just kind of doing the communication a lot of the time. You're not even doing the actual physical work, which is, that's a big win. So number 4 is focusing on the customer experience. So since you are white labeling, it is your company that is the face of it, right? It's not Growing Media. Our name won't come up whenever we're doing these videos for you, because they are paying you and you are paying us, and you are the face. So you will be doing all of the communication with the customer, and the expectations and the vision, and even some of the planning, right? So, and like, obviously you can bring your video team and whoever you're using in on that. There's, of course, like that's a wise thing to do, but you need to remember that it's your company. That's the name. And so you really need to communicate with the customer really, really well and make sure they have a great experience. But you also need to communicate with the team that you're white labeling with, and being like, hey, this is my expectation, and this is how I want us to conduct ourselves with this client, especially if you are in person. Now, if you're just editing and, you never really see the client, you never really meet the client. But in our case, if we're doing a video shoot for someone that, that we're white labeling for, it's like we have to act professional, and we have to act in accordance to what the white label is, as a company is asking of us, because they're paying us, right? So yeah, focus on your customer experience. Make sure they feel supported, right? Like I know that's like sounds really simple, but it's something that's easily forgotten, is to make sure your customer feels like, supported by their decision of hiring you. Okay. My next thing, number 5. Okay. I forgot what number we were on. I think it's number 5, is effective marketing and sales. So basically you can't, like, it goes back to your positioning and your branding a little bit, to where you need to actually, if you have a team or if you're yourself, you need to be knowledgeable of what you're selling, because otherwise when people ask you questions, you're not going to know how to answer, right? So if you need to be informed in some way on what you're selling, talk to the team that you're white labeling with, because they will actually probably help you, inform you, because they're going to want more work, right? They're going to want more money, of course, especially the business owners. And so communicate with them, be like, hey, I want to be more knowledgeable about this so that I can sell it better. And if you make more sales, obviously you make more money because you're going to charge a little bit more to make more money off of it. And yeah, everybody wins. Like, so just take the time to be knowledgeable on about what you're selling, even if you are white labeling and it's not something that you'll probably ever do, you like yourself. It's best to just still understand it, to answer questions and not look like an idiot, which, I mean, there's no other way to put that. Right. Number 6 is, manage the relationship. So, again, you're in charge of the relationship with the client because it's your face, it's your company that is up there. So like, it's actually your responsibility to making sure that things go well, even if you're not really doing the work or the company doing the work. You're still in charge of the relationship, which sometimes can be really tough because some clients can be, we'll just say a pain in the butt. We'll leave it at that. And so, check in with them, see how they're doing, see like, hey, how are we doing for you? Those are questions that you need to ask, even when you don't want to hear the answer. And even when you know that the answer might not be exactly what you want to hear, just the fact that you're asking shows that you care. And if the client sees that you care, they're going to continue working with you because they feel supported, they feel cared for. So number 7 is staying compliant. So you need to make sure that the team that you're white labeling for is, staying in all agreements. If you're doing any marketing for like a medical facility or something, make sure you're staying in HIPAA laws and all that stuff. Like there's so many things, the FAA, the FCC, all of this stuff. Like you need to make sure that you're staying compliant because you could technically be fined if the team that you hired is not staying compliant, because it's your company that's technically being hired to do the job. And so, yeah, just make sure that everything's staying compliant, even if you need to, if you need to sign some contracts or something, anything. Like you need to sign a contract saying like, hey, this company is staying compliant. They're doing what I asked. And then if they don't, then they sign the contract, and so now it's on them. Blah blah blah. You get the point. And then also data security. You do not want to be handling any customers' data, and the team that you hire like lose it or leak it or something stupid like that. So just make sure that you're, just make sure that's secure. Like make sure you're hiring people who have either done this for a while or know what they're doing and are trustworthy people. Okay. Last but not least, number 8 is continuous support. Like change your offerings, change it up. Even like the more education you have on what you're selling, the better you're going to sell it, and the better you can offer it, and the better you can position it. And so the reason this is last is because it's a never-ending game. You kind of have to reposition and focus on what's important, because not only are people changing, but like the world is changing and how people's attention is changing. You need to actually focus on, how to get that attention, to sell, right? Like if you're not capturing the attention that you want, then you need to change something. And so that's why you need to continuously update things, continuously educate yourself on what's new, what's, I hate the word trending, but like, you get what I'm saying? Like what's working right now, because that matters. And that matters if you want to make sales. That matters if you want to provide a good service for the customer that you're offering to, even if you are not the one doing the actual work and you're hiring out the work as a white label. You still want to make sure that those teams that you're working with are like, you can update them. You can be like, hey, this is what I'm seeing, and I think this is what we should do because this is working right now in the marketing industry. Capturing attention, making sales, which is what you want. So, just never stop learning. Like that's like a lesson for life, right? But it's certainly a lesson for marketing, and you just need to continue learning. and taking what you're learning and using it and see how it works. Because you don't really learn something until you do it. And then after you do it, you're like, well, did that work or not? And then you can say yes or no, and then you can move on to the next thing. I think I've said that like a billion times. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Like, white labeling it's actually relatively simple. You just need to put it in a little upfront work to understand what you're doing and to create the offers and to make that connection with a good team that you want to white label for, and you're off to the races. And we would love if you wanted to white label for Growing Media. We would love that. We offer so many services: audio recording, video production, obviously, and web development, graphic design, photography. I mean, the list is kind of like 3D animations. It's kind of endless. Like, we can pretty much handle anything that's thrown at us. So, if you want to film a TV show, we're open to TV shows. And here's what's great is if you bring that in, you can either white label it and create your own price after you hear what we would charge. Or you can literally just hand them over to Growing Media, and we'll give you a little commission kickback whenever they do their first deal. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Sorry it was just me today, but I think it was fun. I think it was knowledgeable. Drop me a comment if you found it knowledgeable, if it helped you. And if there's any other topics that you either want me to speak on or the team to speak on, we would happily love to dive deeper into some more of these topics to where we can really educate and, kind of reveal more of what the marketing world is like, because sometimes it's really confusing and it's changing all the time. And I'll be honest, it's hard for me to keep up with sometimes. Because I'm trying to keep up with like my own audio world and being a husband and a dad and stuff. So, it's tough. But we're staying on top of it, and we would love to help you guys as well. So anyways, drop a like, subscribe, and a comment. We love you guys. See you next time.